you can almost park up Palmares. It depends on how you've coped in the day.
Yes, well, it depends on how much you have been given here over the last number of kilometres. If you've really went into the red zone to hang on to the riders, trying to follow, well, then it's a difficult one to recover from. But some guys, they're still not in their big difficulty. Then you have a bit more to give when the train eases out a bit, and we can see now 1.3 to go. We're onto this section, the asphalt road, easier gradient. And if you're the one who has a little bit more to give, well, then that's a great place to be.
That is the Flamme Rouge. Now, you can't see the finish line yet because it's just around the mountain. We're going to skirt around the hip of it, if you will. And then there's a little shimmy left and right before you get full vision of, indeed, the finish line. Here's Sepp Kuss, yet more time, I'm afraid, lost for the great man, defending champion, riding here in the company of Pavel Sivakov, who was very active earlier on today. From this group, you'd have to back Primož Roglic, but nothing is certain, Sean, now that Almeida's in the frame, and indeed everyone who's here has every right to be here.
Yes, well, this is going to be a complicated one now. Who is going to continue on riding? Because they want to continue on. Primož Roglic definitely wants to keep the pace and gain time on some of the big favourites are further back down the road here, but you also want to think about the stage win. You can see the way they're looking at each other here. Nobody wants to make the pace in the front for a long period.
Yeah, 900 metres only to go. They're all looking at each other. João Almeida just shadowing Primož Roglic just for the time being. Felix Gall just dropping back ever so slightly. Read nothing too much into that, but Van Eetvelt here, upon his shoulder, the white shoulder, if you will, and the blue livery of Matteo Riccitello for the United States. And the eagle is Landa, and he's coming back over here, Sean. Can't help himself but join the fun. Suddenly the alarm bell starts to ring, and it is indeed Matteo Riccitello who kicks on here, but straight onto his back wheel goes Enric Mas. They don't want Landa as company, but this is a big statement from Landa here. And in fact, for some of those he trailed when it came to the time trial, he's now finding himself in an enhanced position. Let's see how this one rolls, shall we? Others want to play a little bit of catch-up further down the mountain here. There's Antonio Tiberi, but here we go. It's time to kick on now. If you've got anything left in the tank, Sean, maybe you need to show it, and it's Felix Gall that goes for it now. Felix Gall with Roglic on his back wheel. Riding into that is Van Eetvelt, and indeed just as Landa bridges over, they rather cruelly kick on.
Yes, well, Landa made the effort to get across there, and suddenly there was an attack out of that leading group, and he finds himself in a little bit of difficulty again. But we can see gaps starting to appear. We have 4 on the front here, 2 riders just 3-4 bike lengths off, and Landa a bit further down here. We can see Almeida still in there, but Roglic is just waiting, and we know on the kick to the line how powerful he is.
He is. Van Eetvelt, it is centre of the front of this block of riders, and it is Roglic that just goes to the barriers. He's almost playing with everybody at the moment. Roglic just checks over, makes sure nobody's going to get the jump, and because of the slowdown, we've got Landa back in the fray as well. Van Eetvelt on the wheel of Roglic, who's just up ahead at the moment. Mas is waiting to pounce, and it needed somebody brave to have a go at it. This Landa that's come through, is he going to mock them all? Suddenly Van Eetvelt realises, and Landa, has he got the kick? Van Eevelt's got more than that. Roglic maybe even more. Let's wait and see. Lot to be decided here. Super work by Van Eetvelt, but here comes Roglic at the line on the throw. Oh, he gets there. Primož Roglic just beating Van Eetvelt. What a spectacular finale to the first of many difficult days on this Vuelta. That was a phenomenal finish. It's going to be a long old wait before the rest of the field come home today. But home we are. And indeed, Roglic has delivered.